Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to cover a different reason I object to trolls and gossips that not enough people think about, or worse, don't care about, especially the trolls and gossips. So let's put ourselves in the shoes of a vlogger trying to develop, maintain, and grow a YouTube channel as a career choice. People don't bother to consider how hard this is and the pressures you would face when it is your actual livelihood. It is much different compared to a person doing YouTube as a hobby, or even one just trying to make a little extra income. You see, ultimately, YouTube is an entertainment operation, regardless of your chosen content. The entertainment business is a very high-risk one, not only extremely hard to achieve meaningful success, but also very difficult to maintain it. Audiences tend to be very fickle, and who is popular now may not be in a few years. To put some perspective on this issue, consider contestants on shows like X Factor, America's Got Talent, etc. Many have probably really impressed you and, supposedly, the judges. Yet how many of those do you hear about after the show is over, even if the performer lasted far into the competition? Not many. It's the nature of the business, even though the publicity they receive is far more than most wannabe entertainers ever receive, let alone what a YouTube channel gets. You see, it isn't just a question of talent and hard work. Success in the entertainment field is pretty unpredictable, even for those getting a lot of publicity. Thus, the aspiring YouTuber hoping to earn a living starts off facing massive challenges. Few of the people who do attract a sizable audience will attract enough to provide a comfortable income. Of those who do, they can't count on it to last for decades. That is also the nature of the business. You also face other challenges where you have no control, like if the Philippines becomes a less popular destination, the channels catering to the interests of tourists and expats naturally get fewer views. Then there are the quirks in YouTube. It's pretty much impossible to predict how much YouTube algorithms will promote your videos. There are also situations where subscribers report they stopped receiving notifications, even though they clicked the notification bell. That should never happen, but it does. That means fewer views, which, in turn, means your video isn't recommended as much, and that affects how much your next video is promoted. It's a downward spiral that feeds on itself. You also often need to come up with new material. Sure, if you're doing a vlog about technology, that isn't much of a problem. After all, there are always new computers, phones, tablets, microphones, and more being released every week. But this doesn't apply to people doing videos about life in a specific country. There are only so many topics that will attract a lot of views. Of course, you can always BS your way through by doing live streams, which take very little preparation. But those don't tend to get the huge numbers of subscribers or views needed to support yourself. Sure, the vloggers can change to completely different topics to attract other audiences, but that has its own problems. The audience you built who are interested in your original general topic area will mostly not be interested in a completely different one. So you get fewer views from them while you hope your new topics attract a new audience. But that is much like the problem of attracting your initial audience, with the odds of success still against you. Talk about stressful. Imagine going into a more traditional job and knowing they might just cut your pay by 25% or more no matter how hard you work. That's what these vloggers face every time they release a video. So why are trolls and gossips trying to hurt channels for no good reason? Why make an ethical issue over a difference of opinion? Why attack someone based on assumptions? Why lie about what someone said? Well, besides being evil. It's essentially an extension of the harm done by school-aged children who use social media to trash classmates and having fun doing it, even though it can lead to families having to move away or even make young people suicidal. Trolls and gossips don't care. On YouTube, you are trying to harm someone's ability to support themselves. That's a pretty big deal. If you think about it, it isn't fundamentally different than calling their place of employment to make bogus accusations against them, which can cause them to lose their jobs or not get promotions. Trolls act like this is some sort of game, just like those bullies in school. But real people are being hurt. Why do you think the religious teachings of Christians, Jews, Muslims, and every other religion I've checked speak out strongly against gossip? Because it is a poison against the person being attacked and against society itself. You shouldn't do it, and you shouldn't tolerate it from others. Thanks for watching, and don't let the trolls stop you from speaking out.